everyone. I am Mary V. Gardavan from VSBA 4A. Major competencies needed by OD practitioners. Few things are more challenging in the field of OD than trying to identify the competencies needed by OD practitioners. Since the beginning of OD, experts in the field have been trying to agree on the fundamental competencies required. Organizations such as the OD Division of the Academy of Management, the OD Institute, and the OD Network are involved in identifying OD competencies. As is noted in Chapter 5, there have been studies by Church, Eason, Lippitt, Sullivan, Varney, Raya, Worley, Warwick, and others on OD competencies. Academic programs are often designed around a set of competencies. An organization with internal OD specialists often identify the competencies they expect their specialists to develop, and yet there appears to be little agreement on the competencies required, and some of the lists are so long and daunting that no mortal could ever master all of them. There are a number of challenges in developing lists of OD competencies. For example, any list is dependent on how it was obtained and who is interpreting and categorizing the list. Therefore, in reporting the list of competencies shown in Exhibit 6.9 that were identified by OD expert survey, I confess up front that in compiling the list that I made the assumption that the list has to be concise enough to understand and reasonable enough to pursue, that skilled OD professionals have different strengths and weaknesses and do not have to be proficient in all of the competencies, and that the list is no doubt influenced by my own interpretation of the survey result. I also keep in mind that the term competence refers to specialized skills, knowledge, or attributes. In addition, a conceptual framework developed by Roland Sullivan and Bob Tannenbaum gave special meaning to the list of competencies. They identify OD competencies as knowing, doing, and being competencies. In reviewing the data, I added one additional competency to describe the conceptual skill needed by OD professionals. I called this thinking skill. With this in mind, I classified the competencies under the categories of fundamental knowledge, conceptual skills, consulting skills, and personal attributes. The competencies are shown in Exhibit 6.9. The best of the newer contribution to OD. Those who think not much has changed in OD need only to review the list of complied from the expert in Exhibit 6.10. Some of the OD veterans completing the survey openly admitted that they have not kept up with recent thinking and application in OD, and others were skeptical about the practical application of such concepts as chaos theory, quantum physics, and system concepts from biology. Exhibit 6.9 OD competencies. Fundamental knowledge or knowing. Changing times, future trends, and what it takes for organization to succeed today and tomorrow. Organization development, organization transformation, and organization behavior. System theory and thinking. Understanding organization culture and cross-cultural dynamics. Group dynamics, team building, and working with virtual twins. Change theory and change OD process. Change agent rules. Understanding action research from a traditional and from an appreciative inquiry perspective. The fundamentals of organization assessment, analysis, and feedback. The fundamentals of facilitating small, large, and virtual groups. How to utilize technology in practicing OD. Training and development practices and technology. Intervention for improving individual, group, and whole organization health and effectiveness. Understanding the importance and essential of management, leadership, and transformational leadership. Understanding the fundamental of business, the politics of change. Conceptual skills. Personally develop a sound philosophical and ethical basis for practicing OD. Learn to think from a big picture, system perspective of organizations and the environment in which they operate. Acquire an ability or utilize a framework to visualize, design, plan, and clearly present appropriate intervention. Through practice and experience, learn to be innovative in adapting OD concept and method to changing situation. Learn to think in terms of way to accelerate the change process. Consultation skills. Skills gaining entry, contracting for change, and communicating ideas, concepting and processes. Skills interviewing and data collection, analysis, and feedback, helping, coaching, and facilitation skills. Skills in changing and improving individual, group, and whole organization health and effectiveness. Skills in transforming organization. Training and development skills, project management skills using audio-related technology. Personal attributes, a genuine passion for what you do and concern for people and organization. A high degree of self-awareness, eagerness to learn and grow, and ability to practice what you teach. A high level of genuineness, integrity, and believability. An uplifting and humble attitude that promote the success of others. The courage and sense of ethics to do what is right. Good rational, emotional balance and ability to be objective. A strong sensitivity to the needs of individuals, groups, and organizations. Excellent listening abilities. Ability to level, comfort, and resolve conflicts. Self-discipline, self-control, and perseverance. A good sense of humor and ability to roll with the punches. An ability to successfully handle stress and turn difficulties into opportunities. The two most frequently mentioned new applications were the interest in appreciative inquiry and the application of technology to OD. Appreciative inquiry, or AI, is clearly gaining momentum as a new approach to OD. However, some of experts express concern about AI theories, who they believe have wrongly characterized traditional OD as being deficiency and problem focused, and AI as being positive and futuristic focus, and practitioners who have embraced AI to the point of using AI exclusively while discarding traditional OD thinking and methods. Technology has also had a significant influence on OD. Technology has created new alternatives for collecting and feeding back data, for facilitating small and large groups, and for working with virtual teams and new organizational agreements. A limited number of OD experts, and it is likely OD practitioners in general, are familiar with the technology of OD. It will be interesting to see whether technology renders some OD practices and practitioners obsolete, or if old and new approaches can exist side by side. As general observation about the newer contribution from the view of the expert, very little has changed in terms of the fundamental theories and values of OD. What has changed is the environment in which OD is practiced, the new technology available to OD practitioners, and the new method and practices that have evolved from adapting OD to a new organization world. Best of the newer contribution. Exhibit 6.10. Number 1. Appreciative inquiry. Number 2. The technology of OD, using technology to collect and feedback data, facilitate meeting work with virtual teams and organizations. 3. Global OD and how OD applies to different cultures and addresses global issues. 4. The multiple efforts being made to clarify OD, identify OD competencies, strengthen OD education, and increase the professionalism and ethical practices in OD. Number 5, learning more about the change process, the implication of concepts such as cost theory and non-linear change on planning change, and developing methods to accelerate the change process in times of dynamic unpredictable change. Number 6, new forms of action research, appreciative inquiry, participative inquiry, parallel learning structures. Number 7, learning more about what is involved in systematically transforming organization. Number 8, better understanding of organization culture, its impact on behavior and performance, and how to change it. Number 9, large group intervention, the search conference, future search, real-time strategic change, the conference model, whole-scale change, preferred futuring, participative design workshop. 10. The knowledge and skill required to do whole system and large-scale change using multiple methods. Number 11. Learning more about the new virtual organization and virtual teams. 12. Creating innovative learning organization. 13. Learning more about applying OD to implementing merger and acquisition. 14. Applying OD to inter-organization partnership and alliances. 15. The emphasis on OD professionals having a better understanding of business. 16. Application of life sciences and non-linear complex system theory to OD. 17. Transformational leadership and training leaders to be transformational leaders. 18. Efforts being made to integrate OD and HR as united, high-impact resource in organizations. 19. The extensive literature and research available on OD, and especially on change. 20. Some application of emotional intelligence are finding their way into OD. Thank you for watching.